Hey everyone, so I'm sorry to come to you like this. Whew. So I was sitting here basically trying not to cry, but it hurts. And the best thing for me to do, or the best thing that I did to help me get through a lot of problems, was to put it in the back of me, like put it way back, way back. But today, a lot of that came back. And when it came back, it hit me like a ton of bricks. And I just felt like I couldn't breathe. I felt like my back was against the wall, and I felt like I was pinned down. And it was almost if someone was saying, stop running from your problems. Stop running from the things that hurt you. Stop running. Stop running and face it. Face it head on. Deal with it. Work with it. Accept it. It happened. Learn how to cope with it. And I had no choice but to deal with it today. So here I am. I felt like I needed to show you all the me that most people don't see. I do cry. I do hurt. I'm not as strong as some people think. I do have a vulnerable side. So here we go. So today I was having a conversation with my son. And my son was talking to me about how he had been bullied at school. And that he was tired. And that it hurts him. And he was like, Mommy, he was like, I don't bother anybody. He was like, I don't bother anybody, Mommy. He said, I don't say anything to anybody. I don't even look at them. He was like, I just do my work. And I do what the teacher tell me to. He was like, I'm not a mean person. He was like, but they always pecking at me. They always hurting my feelings. They always making me feel sad. And he was like, I don't want to keep feeling like that. I'm sorry. And he was like, I don't know why. He said, I never did anything to them. At that moment, everything that I have dealt with as a child came back. And it just was like, you know. And I had to try to put my feelings aside and put how I feel so I can concentrate on my son, because I knew I needed to be strong for him. Because I knew I needed to help him feel better about himself, you know. So as I was talking to him, I was, crying. And it was hard for me to fight back the tears, because I knew what he was talking about. You know, I knew how bad it hurt. I knew how bad it felt to not be accepted. And I knew how it felt to be the butt of everybody's jokes. So I had to go ahead and tell him my story, which is what I'm doing now with you all. And I had to tell him, I said, you know what? When people pick at you, when people say mean things about you, and when people just down you for no reason at all, I said it's because they feel threatened by you. And when they say things that they shouldn't say and they try to damage your character, it's because they want to feel big and they want to feel like they're better than you when they know they're not. And they want to keep their reputation as being the shit talker, or keep their reputation as being the bad guy, because that's what makes people like him, you know. So I told him, I said, the more people talk about you, the more you become relevant. When people don't talk about you, and people don't say things about you, that's when you should get worried. So when I told him that, and I told him, you know, everything will be okay, he will be fine, I said, you're going to have to basically speak up for yourself. And you're going to have to tell them how you feel, but do it in a respectful way so you won't get in trouble. He was like, Mom, there is no respectful way to tell them, because they don't be respectful, you know, to me when they're saying mean things to me. They don't respect me, so why should I respect them? And I said, yeah, I can kind of understand that. I said, but at the same time, you do have to keep yourself from falling into the same traps as them. You don't want someone to take you to their level, especially to stupidity. You don't want to do that. I said, when you feel like that you're stooping to their level, I said, just leave it alone and walk away. He says, Mom, he said, when I did that, I felt like a punk. I felt like I was, what did he say? He said he felt like a loser. And I was like, where did you get that from? I mean, I was like, why would you say that? He was like, because people be like, ooh, you gonna let him chomp you down? You know how kids are. And they'll be like, ooh, you gonna let him chomp you down? You gonna let him talk shit about you? You gonna let him do this? You gonna let him do that? And he said that he did speak up for himself, and he did say something, and he said because he got in trouble because he was the one that got caught. And I said, you see? So you see what I mean? I said, it's always the person who's basically defending themselves is the one who gets caught. So I said the best thing is to not say anything, and to, well, not to say anything to the person who's saying stuff to you, and report it to your teacher and your principals, because his type of school doesn't tolerate bullying, but it happens. And he said, well, I'm going to get him when we get home. He was like, I'm going to sock him. So I said, you're going to what? He said, I'm going to sock him. I said, yeah. I said, yeah. I said, you going to sock him? And he was like, I'm going to get him, Mommy. He was like, I just want to hit him so bad. And I was like, well, you know, fighting isn't the answer. He was like, yeah, for me it is. So I told him, I said, no. I said, it's not going to solve anything. He was like, but Mom, they keep trying me. And I was like, oh, Lord, this reminded me so much when I was younger, because my mom was like, I remember telling my mom, I said, they keep trying me. And, you know, I don't want to get in trouble. She said, baby, you're going to have to show them hands. You're going to have to show them hands, baby. You're going to have to knock them the fuck out. My mama told me, and I know back in the 90s and stuff, it's different compared to what it is now. But in the 90s, I remember when girls would pick at me and would say mean things like, I don't even have enough time to basically tell y'all. This video would be so long. But when they used to be mean to me and talk about me and stuff for no apparent reason, my mom be like, cuss them out. Cuss them the fuck out. When they start saying stuff about you, tell them to kiss your ass. Tell them to kiss your entire ass. And if somebody say, ooh, I'm going to tell your mama, she be like, okay. Tell them, alright, I can tell you where to meet her at. I can tell her where I live at. Tell you where she live at. And she was like, tell them I'll be there waiting. They didn't mess with my baby. Of course, you know, my mama, she was just playing or whatever. But my mama was like, you're going to have to show them your hands and you're going to have to cuss them out. And I remember one of the bus drivers actually told my mom, because she was selling Avon. God rest her soul. She was the best bus driver too. But I remember she was telling my mom, she said, your baby girl, she was on that bus cussing her ass off. She was telling everybody, shut the hell up, kiss my ass, fuck you. My mama said, well, they obviously was messing with her. And when the bus driver told my mom, I guess, when my mom said what she said, she was just like, I can't believe you let your daughter talk like that. My mama said, look, my baby is getting tired of people saying shit to her. Now she said, I don't want my daughter to get suspended because she, you know, hit them or something. She said, my daughter can't get suspended for defending herself verbally. She's like, she can't get suspended for speaking up for herself. She might can get suspended if she fight, but she's not going to get suspended if she say how she feel. So if my daughter want to curse them the fuck out and that'll make them leave her alone, then that's what the fuck she gonna do. So moral of the story is that for anybody that has been through something in their younger years, or whoever that has been bullied, or whoever who still feels that same feeling when certain scenarios pop up, deal with it. Face it head on and say, you know what, I can overcome it. Because the more you hold on to the past, the more it will just hold you down. And the way life works, you can't run away from your problems. You can try, but it's going to always show up. And it's going to keep showing up until you face it. Because you can't run away from your problems. You can't run away from life. You can't run away and you can't keep hiding. So this is for anybody that have basically been through anything in their life. Talk to somebody. Get it off your chest. Tell somebody how you feel. You know, somebody who you really trust. I mean, make a video. You don't have to upload it. Excuse me. You don't have to upload it. You don't have to show anybody. It just helps you get a lot of stuff off your chest. And I feel a lot better. I feel a lot better because I was able to get a lot of stuff off my chest, basically. So I'm sorry that I came on here and cried like a baby, but I feel so good. I feel so good to be able to get that out, because when I had that talk with my son, it just brought all those memories back, and all those things that I didn't face head on, that I just put behind me, came right back and was like, look, you got to deal with it. And you got to learn how to face your problems head on. So let's talk about it. So that's how life is. So anyway, I'm going to talk to you all later. I know this video is so long and I do apologize, but hopefully someone can get something from it. I love you all, And I will see you all in the next video. Bye.